We know when rules will be made in the United States now more than before. We now know that top Swift execs are also going after Ripple and XRP. People on the web who have a lot of control over XRP are also being stopped from sharing news. Swift is not happy right now. Terry Sachs also knows a few new things about XRP. We know a few things about cost. We'll talk about this too in 15 hours. The XRP record will be live again after the passwords are changed. What does that mean for holders? And a lot more. Let's start this off. I hope you have a great day. That's great, thanks. Come on, play. The House agreed to it before we left for August. Both sides gave us a lot of help. Why? We need rules for digital assets in the US because we want the US to be the leader in Web3 technology. The Senate might pass this year's most important bill if they can work together across party lines. I'd love for the Senate should bring up the Clarity Act again, just like the House did, where it was passed with strong support. I think that would make the US the world leader in digital things, so it would be great if they did that. This is very important during a time when the US controlled Web 2. It made big tech possible. Big tech companies do some things I don't like, but at least they're based in the US. We can make the internet more accessible to everyone with Web 3. This will help the US grow and innovate while still keeping users safe. It's possible for the US to really enter the golden age of digital assets. The Senate needs to pass the Clarity Act. The House already passed it. As we move from Web 2 to Web 3, this would put the US at the top of the world in terms of digital assets and technology in general. That's a lot then. That's why the House S passed this bill. Oh, let me quickly explain how laws are made if you're from the US or are from here and don't really understand. The government is split into two parts. The government is made up of two parts, the lower house and the Senate. If the bill gets through the House, it will be voted on the same way in the Senate as it was in the House. Things don't change. After that, it will go right to the president if the Senate agrees. For one last vote, it goes back to the House. After that, it goes to the president's desk. The bill stays in the Senate until it is passed if the Senate gets it from the House and starts to change it. The Senate doesn't need to change the Clarity Act. It works fine as it is. It could be done much faster. Oh, if something changes, it could take longer, and we want to make sure that goes well. Besides that, we want it to happen before the end of the year. The market will do best if they wait until about the middle of 2026. You never know, we might do this again. So Swiss CIO, banks shouldn't use the Ripple link on LinkedIn. Swift CIO Tom Siznak was the one who went after Ripple. Surviving claims is not the same thing as being strong. When groups share power, they don't want to use another group's tracks. I don't know, man. I know, I'm not sure. They look scared at the moment. I think Swift is very worried about what's going on with technology. I think they didn't think they might be replaced, and I bet they're sweating like crazy right now. They've had these great jobs for a long time, right? These Swift employees think they can't get hurt. That's how it's been, right? We already get a lot of money from you, so why change what works? You can't get to us, even though it's old and slow. That's what they thought, right? Thought about new ideas, and you, the customer, do you think they would have had time to get things done? Probably not, right? Anyway, the most recent post that got a lot of attention was a bad review of Ripple and XRP on LinkedIn in early September 2025 from Swift's Chief Innovation Officer, Tom Whatever. It's not enough for a company to be able to handle cases like Ripple and the SEC did. Zashnashy said that a company needs to be strong and trusted to global banks. That is not what he says. Trust and wide use in global banking and technology are built on shared governance. It also gives these areas the strength to stand up to legal scrutiny. He had more to say here too. It's interesting that Swift is stopping people from writing about XRP. I don't want to talk about it too much. What does that say about the company? Why are you scared about what? I don't know that person. This seems kind of silly to me. For example, let's be adults. There are still some people are writing about XRP, but I don't know what to say to these people who run the biggest bank system in the world. We still have that little kid inside us that wants to pick on people, block them, and do other bad things even as we get older. Both of us agree that Terry Saka knows about XRP. It made me wonder who Terry Saka is. I'm going to play it. We should still be able to use paper money for now. The Ripple RLUSD will be put to use and used in what they did. Now it's a safe coin that can be used. It will be done with XRP. There are people who believe that XRP, HBR, and maybe even XLM could be used as backups. It's likely that the US will own 1 billion or more blocks there because they know how important they are to the infrastructure of the banking system. I get what he's saying as we go. Because of this, he is the founder and chief planner of Cornerstone Asset Metals and a certified asset management expert, AAM. He also has higher degrees in managing money. It used to be that I managed money and picked commodities. They are now guest experts on the Wealth Transfer Show on a Christian TV network. Okay, that could be why I don't know who he is. Some of you at home probably watch this network, but I don't. Good person. You like him? You don't like him? Tell me in what people say. I'd like to understand better. He seems to have a degree in money, so let's believe him. In this video clip that I played, Paul Barron talks about where he thinks the price will go. The video comes out today, Wednesday. Thursday is the day this video comes out. Aside from that, I think Paul Barron is a very smart person. I'm going to play this now. We talk a lot about how real these are on the show. A lot of the money managers I know, people I've talked to right now, think that 26 could still be a good year, even though they're afraid of what could happen. When are the midterms next year? If you look, you can see that they are blow-off tops. Over 10% for XRP, and let's say we can see trends in both ETFs. The market structure bill was passed, and then there was big news. The Bank of America license for Ripple will be the last hit. All of that did, in fact, have something to do with this. Ripple could be seen anywhere, of course, for at least $50. A lot of people would pay $50 or more. That's crazy. That would make me very happy. I think a lot of you would too. Few people are likely to say, Sensei, I won't sell anything for less than $500 or $1,000. I get it, but we need $10, $20, and $50 first, right? That sounds great to me, right? That's why it's slow and steady. Keep the timer going, and then those who want to get off can do that. For those who want to stay, there is a lot of risk. Let's bet and keep going. It's like playing games, right? Get close to $100. But let's say the market drops 50%. In that case, let's say you're back at $75 in the middle. We'll pick that spot. That's still $37 worth of XR, not $3 worth of XRP. Pay attention. A lot of people will be happy for a few months with $37.50 a month. I believe everyone would be very happy if Jake Claver was right about his. Let's see how this goes, guys. I'm going to think about it. There are many new and different things happening in the market right now that we haven't seen before in terms of business desire and adoption. It's true that treasury companies are getting ready to buy XRP and use it in their game businesses like Yumi. We saw that too. Do you think it was gummy or Yumi? My guess is that it was gummy. The candy was from Japan. I believe XRP was stuck. I'm not sure. I told you that these Japanese blockchain companies that make mobile games bought XRP for about 17 million US dollars, which is about 2.5 billion yen, which means I think that kind of business will grow. I believe that right now, banks and other companies will begin to accept cryptocurrency as payment. Their most likely choice is not to buy the cryptocurrency themselves. I think they would work with a business like Coinbase or Uphold to let big groups buy digital money. Do you mean from the back? Suppose a customer of Citibank wants to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP. JP Morgan says that Citibank will be connected to Coinbase in the background so that the customer can do so. This is the best place to join because JP Morgan and Coinbase work together there. People will be able to use their crypto account to buy things and store the money at a bank. At the bank, this is known as ownership. Cross-custody and other problems are expected to come up, but that's where all of things are going to get better. After that, a lot more people will be interested in crypto. There is such a thing as institutional FOMO. Tim Draper sent it.